Vermi o vermi o vermi o
We're here in Eta Compartment, which is where 8,000 plus people were buried in common graves. That is without memorial or headstone in the 19th century, sort of true urban poor of Glasgow. So we started at the Bridge of Sighs with a beautiful Gaelic lament sung by Fiona Hunter, and she walked us down so that everyone arriving here would then see laid out this horseshoe where we could plant another 6,000 plants. Perhaps they used to walk past this when it was just a grassy patch, and they wouldn't even know that there were 8,000 people under their feet. Kneel down and do 1 square metre, that's 20 holes, and into those 20 holes put 60 bulbs. And there are large bulbs that are like irises and narcissus that will come up later in spring, and there are the small bulbs, the aconites and snowdrops that will come up hopefully at the end of January. So actually the wildflowers here and the wreath that Ruby made is woven out of those wildflowers that we grew from last summer. So it's just a beautiful way to create a kind of living memorial and something that would be a focus. I wanted it so that she was working on it while we were doing the planting, so it's not just about presenting something that's finished, it's all about the doing and it's all about the taking part. But the idea was that everyone could plant their own bit, go and plant another bit, and then come and then listen to the stories we had to tell as they learn more about this place. And this is cooperative work, so it's definitely where the parts make the whole, and so it's a collective effort.
In many ways we've been trapped about just planting daffodils in many municipal spaces, but we can make it much more exciting. So it does begin with the snowdrops and the aconites and then the crocus and the alliums and the narcissus and the tulips, but it's also about the pollinator effects of all that. But it is about marking life.
In the act of watering these bulbs, may we reconnect with forgotten spaces and the sources of life bubbling beneath our feet, here in Glasgow and beneath our roads and cemeteries in Liverpool.
We spare a thought for those present-day forgotten people. People sometimes forced with no option but to flee their homes and countries and risk their lives, making dangerous journeys to escape situations outside of their control. Yet when this problem is dealt with politically, you take pause to think of the invisible humans at the end of the debate, who we seem to bury in unmarked graves while they're still alive.
And let us really remember the people who have made Glasgow their home and not bury them in unmarked graves while they're still alive. We want to open our hearts to those individuals, and they are now our new Glaswegians. They need a home, a place to live, a place to love, to breathe and connect with us.
Everyone who's buried here, we will know your name and we will offer our respect as we do today.
People talk about not just to sort of wish for peace, but to do things that themselves are peaceful and to do something that's kind of good for the natural world and grow your own food, make great food and have nice meal together at the end. We've had students from Glasgow College campus doing a poem about what it is to be a young refugee or asylum seeker in Scotland. All of those students also grew the 800 potatoes that we used to make the Arabic potato salad.
When I heard about this project, I thought this is somewhere we can come and get involved in something outside of the college, outside of their experience. And they understood in a Muslim graveyard, all the gravestones are exactly the same size, well can't be a factor. And that was quite interesting. For us, you can see there's big grand ones and then here nothing. So the students got that idea that you have to remember people and be respectful of people.
I'm young. I am tired. I am happy to be here. I'm part of this city. I am a Glaswegian. I love my home. I love Scotland. I'm here. I'm there. I'm part of this city. Thank you.
I'd come to the Necropolis before, but you come with an air of cynicism and almost anger. You're angry at the rich people and their huge statues and monuments. This gives you a different light entirely. Buried here en masse in the 19th century when we were one of the richest countries in the world, head of a massive empire, and we couldn't afford to pay people or give them a decent burial at the end. It gives you an entirely different view. And it's worth coming back here. It makes the Necropolis, belong to ordinary people, and it commemorates them, and it's really, really beautiful.
I think it matters because it's so important that we remember every single soul that has ever lived in Glasgow, indeed in anywhere in the world, but we're thinking about Glasgow today, and Glasgow's a very special place. We are warm, kind-hearted, connected people. So I think to remember those that were gone, who perhaps were laid to rest without that love that they deserved, without that remembrance, I think that's a really heartwarming thing for the people of Glasgow to do. And because the flowers will grow, it'll help us as Glaswegians to come to this spot and remember these people.
And I think the point that we were making was that you can be invisible in the 19th century because you didn't have the money to have a big headstone like the Glaswegians up the hill. The people who were the sort of rich and sort of famous of their day who have the larger monuments in the Necropolis. But likewise, there are many people who are invisible today through poverty, through being forced to leave their countries, through war and famine and unrest. And we just wanted to celebrate people's right to be visible and also to try and have some sense of connection.
Crystal stream halved and how lovely it glides and winds by the court where my Mary resides. How wanton thy waters her snowy feet leave, as gathering sweet flowers she stems the clear wave.